to talk about some spooky happenings around town. Happy November.
Happy November!
Sorry we haven't posted in a while. It's been kind of crazy. We just got married.
Neither of us are awake. Hold on.
Okay. So again, sorry we haven't posted in a while. Things have been so hectic with our wedding, but it's done. And now we can get back to our regularly scheduled programs.
Programming?
We promised you guys my ghost stories a long time ago and never delivered because we were doing stuff.
Yeah.
So today,
The camera just keeps lowering.
I'm going to tell you guys my ghost stories. I used to not have ghost stories, and everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Okay. Where to start? I guess I'll start with the first house. First story. There's two stories in the first house. And then there's just like a random bunch of short stories in the second house.
I'm just gonna listen.
She's just gonna listen.
By the way, this is my flower crown and where we got married. Now it's time for new stories.
Okay. So, when I moved to Delaware, it was like 2001. And I lived here until 2011. So all this took place in between those 10 years. So we were living on old base housing. I don't know really how long it's been there or the history of the place or the land or anything like that. But we were living in this little 4-bedroom house. And I have two sisters, so we each had our own room. One day, I was just chilling in my room playing video games like a normal person. And my sister walks into my room and was like, "Did you just slam my door?" And I was like, "No, why would I slam your door? I'm playing video games." She's like, "My door just slammed on its own." And me and Darcy were on the bed, and her friend's name was Darcy, who was over at the time when this started
I
occurring.
thought you were doing like a fake name.
No, it's a real name. I'm not hiding anybody's identity.
Call her Darcy.
We'll call her Darcy. So, I was like, I was in your room watching TV, like, all this morning. The door never slammed. It's fine. And she's like, "No, it keeps doing it. Like, come see." So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to her room, and we're sitting there for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay, nothing's happening. Can I go back to my room now? And she's like, "I don't know. It was just really scary." And like, her friend goes up and touches the door, and like, they're both little girls, by the way. They're not like the Hulk. She just like touches the door, and the thing just slams shut out of nowhere. And we're like, okay, like, that's scary. So we open the door again.
Okay.
We open the door again, and then it just slams shut again. And so we took out, we were out the window. Luckily, it was a 1-story house. And it just kind of became a neighborhood attraction at that point because I got all of my friends, and I was like, "Come check out this, the door keeps slamming." And so like one after another, like we'd go into the room and the door would slam and we would jump out the window, like all my friends saw it. And it was freaky.
Yeah.
And so at night, like, you know, we were terrified, and me and both of my sisters walked down our hallway. Like, the way it worked is like the hallway went straight and then hooked to the right, and it was like a dead end. Like, it was like my room was the dead end, and then her room was like right beside it. And so we had walked like right, and we were going to her room, and as we got to the doorway of her room, the door just slammed in our faces, and we all just started like screaming and crying and like ran down the hallway.
No one
And
else was home?
my parents were.
Oh.
And of course they were just like, "It's the wind, it's nothing."
Every single
Like, it's
time.
always the wind, which also will come up later in another story because the wind is evil, man. So the next day, my little sister put a Bible in a cross on her wall, and like it just stopped happening. So it was pretty creepy. I'm not religious, but it worked.
Thanks, Jesus.
Thanks, Jesus, looking out for us.
Who's Jesus?
Jesus is his brother. Jay-Z's. Okay, that was story 1 in that house. Let's go to story 2. One day, what?
I asked you this before, did you ever watch the movie where they're sitting on the kitchen floor and like like the ghost was moving a chair in a specific part of the kitchen floor, and so then they tried to just sit on it and it moved them.
No.
I can't.
It's a real movie?
Like, I feel like I dreamed it because I feel like I brought this up and everyone's like, I've never seen that movie. Is it Poltergeist?
I haven't seen Poltergeist.
I need to look it up. But when you talk about the door, it makes me think of that.
So then, also, let me just like point out that there was Ouija board use in this house because it was such a fun game. Story 2. Okay. I had my friend who was over. I think it was my friend Brandon. It was somebody. We'll call it Brandon, but it might have been Trevor. It wasn't Bobby. It was either Trevor or Brandon. So my friend Brandon was staying the night, and my room, of course, like my bed was like right up on the window, and my blinds were closed, and I woke up like super early. It was like maybe 5:36 in the morning because I heard like a little tap on my window, and I was like, no. Okay. I just like looked out my blinds. Like I like peeked my blinds. I didn't see nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing was there. So I was like, that's weird. Like maybe it was just like a weird thing. So I started playing Grand Theft Auto 3, the best Grand Theft Auto, by the way. Vice City's trash compared to 3. The Banshee. Anyways, that's the cool car. So I'm playing for a little bit, and I hear it again, just right on my window. And so I like wake my friend up. I'm like, dude, I was like, do you hear that? And he's like, what? I was like, something keeps tapping on this window and nobody's out there. And like for a minute, I thought it might have been my friend Bobby messing with me because like they've done stupid stuff like that before, where like they'll wake me up super early to go do something dumb. And so like I literally like pull up my blinds and I look and like put my head out the window and everything. Nobody's there. And so I put blinds back down. I'm just playing the video game, and my friend's up at this point. We're both playing, taking turns because Grand Theft Auto is
single player.
Anyways, so it happens again, and he's like, okay, I heard it that time, but I'm like, yeah. So we like look out the window again, nothing's there. So we're like, okay, this is really creepy. Let's go to the living room and we'll get on the computer. So we go and we log in on our dial-up. Yes. So
90s babies.
Anybody get that? Conveniently, for whatever this is, my computer entertainment system was right in front of a window. So we're on the computer, and right in front of us, just like, and we're like, it followed us.
It followed
us. So we
That's
brushed off the
weird.
first one, and we're like, no way. So we're just like on the computer, just right in front of us. So we're like, okay, screw that. So we go get my sister. We wake my sister up, and we're like, no, my younger sister. The one who had the door problem in the last story. And we're like, hey, like this thing's tapping on our window. It keeps following us around the house. Like, this is creepy. So we go back to the computer. She's with us, and like, sure enough, just like right in front of us, she starts hearing it. And we go to my room, play video games, and again start hearing it. So we're like terrified at this point. And in our living room there was like a wall, like a corner of the wall where our couch sat, that was just like surrounded by 2 walls, and then like the living room was there. So we were literally like on the freaking couch, like hiding in this wall, and our back door was glass in our kitchen, which was like on the other side of this wall. And like seriously, like the biggest freaking sound like you ever heard, just like on the back glass, and nothing's there. It's nobody. And we like go to wake my mom up, and she's like, you're hearing things, like it's just a tree.
Not at that point,
it's
though.
yeah
It's not a tap.
she thinks it's like a tree branch and the wind is blowing the trees, or
It's
like
the
a
wind.
squirrel or something. I'm like no, Mom, it's not. But
Like your noise sounded like it came from the kitchen. That was weird.
But like that was the only time that happened. So it was kind of creepy. That was the end of it. It was just a little experience.
No conclusions.
There was no conclusion. Sorry, guys. I'm not really offering you a resolution.
Yeah.
No resolutions in these stories. So we moved out of that house, and we had a house built in a neighborhood. So we were the first ones to live in it. and somehow it's still haunted.
But you don't know about the land.
I don't know about the land.
You know what I mean?
But also, I'm kind of convinced that I'm haunted.
Yeah, great.
Oh, yeah. I got tons of short stories in this house.
I was thinking about that. Like, oh, I wonder if we tell scary stories if our place will get haunted. But then I was like, it's Josh, though.
Facts.
He's the ghost. So.
I am the ghost.
I'm already haunted.
Okay, so our new house. Nothing happened for like a long time, as far as I remember. We moved there in 2005, and there's just like, these aren't really full stories. They're just like weird happenings. So
Paranormal activities.
yeah, we didn't actually use the Ouija board in this house, from what I remember, but we did have it and we did mess with it. So like our friend Trevor was over once, and like me and my sister were like, yo, check out this Ouija board, and we had a light switch that worked our fireplace. And so I was like, yo, go ahead, try and use it, you guys. And I was like chilling by a light switch, and like they're like using the Ouija board, and I like flipped the switch up, and like the fireplace was just like whoosh, and like just like fire.
The devil is here.
yeah, and I was like, oh my god, the fireplace just like lit on fire. And he's like, dude, what the, like, he starts freaking out because he didn't know the switch operated. But yeah, I don't remember actually if we ever got the planchette to move, if we did use the Ouija board. I think it was a gift.
Gosh.
Her friend Alicia brought it or something, and we just never gave it back.
Haunted.
But maybe we did get the planchette to move. I can't really remember, or if anybody used it in that house. But I'm gonna assume so, since like all this crazy stuff happens. So my friend Tyler moved in with us for a short while, but right before that, he was just kind of staying the night every once in a while. And one time I had gone to bed, and I was like, yo, just come up whenever, because I'm tired. And he is sleeping on my floor at the time. So I'm in bed, and he gets up to bed or whatever. He told me this story the next day. So like he got there to lay on the floor, and he said that I started making noise, and he like asked me like what I was saying, and he said that I sat like straight up in my bed and like said some words in a very high-pitched tone that I could not emulate. I couldn't emulate it because I tried. I was like how high was it? And like I couldn't match it. He said it was like a higher pitch than that. And then I like laughed in the same high pitch, and then just like fell back down. And he was just like obviously mortified.
I'm just waiting for that to happen to me.
Yeah. I've always wanted to film myself sleeping, but like I'm not gonna do it. I'm not.
You'll never sleep.
I'll never sleep again. I don't want to be in insomnia. So that was a scary one.
You
and
do
then
talk a lot.
I do talk in my sleep a lot, though.
I've never seen that happen yet.
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
So then, like one night, another time, it wasn't even night. It was like the middle of the day. We had hardwood flooring in our kitchen, like on the first floor, or like our hallways. And me and my mom and dad were the only ones home, and we were upstairs folding laundry. And I heard footsteps, like somebody walking across our hardwood floor, and my mom heard them too. And we were both like, well, is anybody else here? And my dad's like, no. And like we look out windows and nobody's there. And my dad's like, what? And me and mom were like, you didn't hear those footsteps? And he was like, no. And me and mom were like, well, we definitely heard them. So we like searched the whole house, and like,
know your house sounds.
and we didn't find anybody. It was like super creepy. And then another time, my little sister and I were home alone, and like we have a bathroom that's like directly in front of our front door, and like we're pretty sure that the lights were off and like the door's open like usual when nobody's using the bathroom. And then like one time we passed it and we noticed that the door was closed and the lights were on under the door, and so we were just like kind of like okay, so like
someone's in
we're
there.
like, hello. Like nobody answered or anything.
Ghost pee.
And like this had us like so freaked out that we literally like left our house and like called our parents and was like, we think somebody's in the house, like the bathroom lights on and nobody's answering, but it's closed and the bathroom lights on. And like we didn't try to open the door either because no.
Yeah.
So I mean that was like terrifying, and it turned out that like nobody was in there.
Makes me think of like Resident Evil, or I think the video game where you have to like check out the bathroom.
I don't know that one. Get out of
here. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just nobody was in there, and the light was on, and the door was closed, so that was weird. And then, just like little things, I'd be in my room like super late at night, like 1, 2 a.m., and I'd see like shadows past my door crack, and like I stopped leaving my door open after a while because I would always see things move in the side of my peripherals. I didn't usually, I just leave it like cracked. or open, or wide open. I did, actually, yeah. Things would just pass my doorway, and I just got freaked out, so I start closing my door all the time. My mom has said she's heard whispers in her ear when she sleeps.
Like that.
And, like, it's woken her up, or she, like, felt breathing that's woken her up. And my sister said the same thing, like, somebody, like, talked in her ear while she was asleep and woke her up.
It feels like you waking up while you're, like, sleepwalking. I'm sorry. And then you ran.
What? Get out of here.
I don't know. Like, if you don't know what you do when you sleep,
No.
it's you.
One night, my mom asked me if I had come home the night before, and I was like, no, I stayed the night at my friend Bobby's house. And she was like, well, I heard, like, loud thumping coming up the stairs and, like, sound like keys, and I thought you came home. And I was like, I never came home last night. So, like, that's pretty creepy.
Because that's how you walk upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, he, like, stomps.
And, like, the really funny part of that story is, though, like, a couple nights later, or the next night, or sometime very, like, close to that, I did come home in the middle of the night, and I, like, went downstairs to the basement and grabbed my laundry, and I was, like, lazy to pick up the laundry basket, and I also had my keys on a lanyard, so I was dragging the laundry basket up the stairs, and of course it was like thump, thump, thump on, like, every step on the way up, and, like, my keys were jingling around my neck, and I, like, stopped, and I was like, huh, like, that's really weird, like, that she would bring this up the other day.
Like time travel you.
Yeah, so that was, like, super interesting. And then there was another time. This is, like, kind of like a weird feng shui story.
Oh yeah.
I was, like, really into rearranging my room, and it wasn't, like, about feng shui. It was just about me having a new room arrangement because I got tired of the old one. And I ended up putting my bed, like, behind my door. Like, so when you open my door, like, my bed would be, like, behind it on the left side. In between that and my closet, it was, like, a perfect fit. And I couldn't even open, like, half my closet because of the way that was.
Yeah, I never saw it.
And I had it like that for, like, a week. And that was, like, the worst week of my entire life because I swear to God, every single night I woke up at 3 a.m. on the dot. Yeah. My alarm clock said 3 a.m. every time. I woke up with scratches on my stomach, bruises.
Yeah.
It was, like, super
marks.
Creepy. And her and I had a horrible week. We were fighting and, like just
day.
arguing about stupid stuff. And at the end of the week, I was just like, move my room back to how it was. And, like, we were fine. And I stopped waking up. And it was just, like,
that was so scary.
Horrible.
It's so scary when anything becomes physical.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing if you hear taps and, like, noises or things because you can talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, that was the only experience I've had besides the door thing, I guess the window thing, that was, like, physical, but, like, that was the only thing physical harm to me.
Yeah.
Like, I would have bruises on my arm and scratches on my stomach when I woke up, and it was, like, bad times. Last one, I lived with my friend TJ for a while, and I got, like, the guest room I was staying in, and I had a hook, well, I had a tack, like, right beside my door when I came in, where I hung my keys on my lanyard. And then one day I was chilling in my room, my keys were hung up, and I was on my computer on my bed, which was all the way across the room, like, in the corner. And, like, I heard a noise, and I look up, and my keys are just swinging back and forth on the little tack. And I was just like, okay.
Every time.
I'm just gonna stay here and keep doing what I'm doing.
There was no wind. It wasn't like anyone came in.
No, the windows weren't open or anything,
Yeah.
and nobody else was
movement.
home.
You
So,
just
like,
sit there.
it just happened. So I was like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Like a flamingo hides your head or something.
Yes.
They can't see me if I don't move.
Yeah. So thanks for listening to my stories. We'll be back soon with another video. We're not sure what yet.
We might post our wedding video.
Oh yeah, we Facebook Lived our wedding. It's a cute video, so we might put it up.
Yeah. It's not like a regular video, but still.
Yeah.
We want it.
It's good times. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Oh. Bye. Just keeps pressing.